All right, greetings, Gnagey family. I think this is working. All right, so my wife is gone, so I am stuck using some bananas and a cell phone charger to hold my phone because I don't have a selfie stick. Boomer. But anyway, so I'm trying to do a welcome video. So welcome to the 2024 Gnagey Bracket Challenge. You may be wondering why I'm wearing this hat. Great question. Jan Gnagey loves this hat. And it's surprising because I didn't really, she doesn't really strike me as a baseball fan, but it's got Jose Ramirez's face all around it. And she just told me that once. But please don't check with her if she actually told me that. So, but I just thought it would be fun. And so the Gnagey Bracket Challenge is about fun. So why not? Let's start breaking some things down. So the first thing we need to break down is some housekeeping things. So I have this. Some of the more astute viewers are wondering why I have this. And that is a good question. So Jen won, Matt's wife Jen won last year's challenge, but as you will see that it just stops after 2022. So what we need to do is get an extension with another set of black marble, with another set of plates on it. I've been busy with all sorts of things, really just have put it off because the place we got this from doesn't have the original black marble. I'm contacting some quarries in Italy to see if they have the black marble I need. Also contacting just a trophy shop in Van Wert, which seems more likely to have a actual match to this, but it is in process. I do want to get it out to Jen, and we'll see how that goes. That's a little bit of why I'm doing this video, because it's like some of you are sitting there, well, Jeremy, if you can't even get the plaque out to people, why are we paying you what we're paying you? And so that's why I want to help justify my salary. So I'm going to do a little extra analysis. No one asked me to do it. No one ever asked me to do these videos. If I waited for someone to ask me to do them, I would never get to do them, and that would be sad for me. But good for you, because you won't have to try to watch this probably 7-minute video that really doesn't provide anything of substance. So we're just going to continue working through this together as we usually do. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and just start to break down some of why maybe you're sitting there, all right, you at home or on your way to work or at work, and you're wondering, man, it just feels like the number 1 and number 2 seeds all have a fatal flaw. I don't know who I'm going to pick. And you can pick any seed. That's the beauty of America and the freedom and the Gnagey Bracket Challenge. You can pick any seed you want. So you can pick up to a 16 seed, and that's fine. But mostly, we look at number 1 and number 2 seeds. Historically, I think it's like 23 out of the last 27 champions have been 3 seed or better. So we're just going to go based on the fact that most people are looking at 1 and 2 seeds. But maybe you're looking at it like, none of these sound like great champions to me. I would agree with you. And yet, in my hours of listening to breakdowns of the bracket challenge, I've not heard a succinct explanation as to why all of these seeds have a fatal flaw, even though they're the top 8 teams in the country. So let's go. All right, UConn won last year. All right, so might be a newsflash for some of you. They won last year, and they would be repeat champions. But since 1991, there has only been 2 teams that have repeated as champions. It was Duke in 91 and 92, and Florida in 2006 and 2007, I believe. And so if UConn were to win, it would be the first. It would be only the 3rd time in 33 years, which would be historic. It just doesn't happen very often in 33 years. Okay, well, maybe you're like, okay, well, UConn, that seems kind of crazy. Well, I'm going to look at Iowa State, except for the last Final Four they've been to was in 1944, okay? So pretty historic there, and they've never won a national championship. Now you're like, okay, well, not great, but let's go to Houston. Maybe there's some hope there. They did make a Final Four in 2021, but they have never won a championship. So that's we're going to get some. Marquette, okay? They last won a national championship in 1977, and the last Final Four they went to was 20 years ago in 2003. So it's been a 20-year dry spell, all right? 20 years ago. And so then you're looking at Purdue, okay? And maybe they got a little Virginia energy where it's like lost to a 16 seed, come back, win it all. Except for they had their last Final Four was 1980, all right? So I'm not going to even do the math on that, but that's over 50 years since they've even made a Final Four, all right? Tennessee has never made a Final Four. Okay. So North Carolina kind of throws a chink into this because they have made a Final Four pretty recently, and they have won a national championship pretty recently. So I'm just going to say that their disadvantage is they're the weakest 1 seed. All right. So not so historic if North Carolina wins. If Arizona wins, their last Final Four was 2001. So we're talking a 23-year drought. So pretty much, if any of the 1 or 2 seeds win, apart from North Carolina, there is going to be some type of historic moment happening. Either a team winning their first championship or a team making a Final Four after an over 20-year drought. So I think that my point in doing this video is to just say that if you're feeling uncomfortable about picking a 1 or 2 seed, there's not a clear, better option. So I just thought it was really interesting because I haven't been able to figure out who I'm going to pick, and I have to decide by tomorrow. So that's my breakdown. Welcome to the Gnagey Bracket Challenge. If you made it to the end of this video, I would say hit like and subscribe, but that sounds really cheesy. And also, I might have my confidence lowered significantly because no one actually made it to the end of this video to go and like the video. So anyway, I will just say I appreciate all of you for signing up, for submitting your bracket to the actual challenge. The deadline is noon tomorrow. If you are watching this before noon Eastern time tomorrow, please, and you have not submitted your bracket to the actual challenge, please submit your bracket to the actual challenge by noon. The games tip off, I think, at 12:05. So please do that. I look forward to the chaos. Something's going to happen this year. Something's going to happen this year, and it's going to be super fun to watch it, and it's going to be super great. I hope we have a champion selected from our pool. And I am done talking, which is hard for some of you to believe, and it's hard for me to believe. I'm going to hang this video up.